before we say die. Here we are, killing ourselves a little. We just need one more hit, and we might just live forever. Oh, here we are.
Hey, it's JC14224 once again with NASCAR Thunder 2004. In this episode of our second season in career mode, we're going to be completing race 25 of 36, which is going to be at Darlington Raceway for the Mountain Dew Southern 500. Now, I do not have any Mountain Dew, but I have another Pepsi product. It's called Pepsi. Last time I had to drink some Pepsi in a video, I actually couldn't, and that was the Pepsi 400 because my costume was getting in the way. But I can now. In the last episode, we went to Bristol Motor Speedway, race 24, where I finished in 14th place. Now, if the caution glitch thing had happened, instead of Ward Burton just blowing up before pit stops happened, then we could have, finished in the top 5 like we always do there. We didn't have no situation where people wrecking into each other during pit stops either, but still, 14th place, considering that we didn't have anything like that happen, means I earned it legitimately, which is really good. I remember crashing into Michael Waltrip going to the final corner just because I realized he was on the lead lap, but we're using Dynamis Prime's paint scheme going to this video just because this race is one of those crown jewels, the Southern 500, worth a lot of money, and this is my favorite paint scheme, even though we have like 1.3 million in the bank right now. Let's try to make some more money going to this one. Now, Jeff Gordon got his 3rd win of the season at that race, I think it was, because also last week I got my 3rd win of the season and of my career. Ryan Newman got his 5th win of the season, so that's how last week went. We have the standings right here. Tony Stewart still in the lead by 171 points over Dale Earnhardt Jr., who's trying to gain on him, but at this point, I feel like Tony Stewart's just dominating the season. It's going to be impossible for anybody to catch him, but when we saw Tony Stewart come back win the championship last season, it was almost Jeff Gordon, I think, or something like that. Jeff Gordon, after winning that race, is 259 points back. Ryan Newman, though he's winning the most races, is in 5th place. We are in 14th place, just 1 point in front of Sterling Marlin. I'm having a hard time breathing right now, so that's why I keep on pausing just erratically. It's ridiculous. We're very far away from Rusty Wallace, so I don't know about passing him in the points going to this race. If we finish above Sterling Marlin, that's the most that I could possibly aim for as far as point standings goes. And then you've got the driver spec levels. I crashed into Johnny Benson trying to pass him in the beginning part of the race. Then after pit stops, I put him in the wall on accident, so he just freaking ran me over at one point. So yeah, I deserved that. And if you want to make some contact with the race, then I don't really think that I deserve that. But we gotta make sure we avoid him whenever we go to Darlington. Hit Jay McMurray a little bit. I just told you about what happened with Michael Waltrip. So after this race, our shock dyno comes in, which means we can finally make some improvements to the chassis. And I mean some drastic improvements. We're actually using the same equipment that we just used at Bristol, so it is a bit used. 96 condition on everything, but the car rating is still at 68, and that's better than it was last time we came to Darlington, so I should be able to get a top 10 in this race. I mean, I was very close to getting a top 10 last time we came here, didn't I? Actually, I think we had like a slow pit stop or something like that, and I barely managed to get a top 20. So in this one, if we don't have no mistake during pit stops, I should be able to get a top 10 or at least top 15. My setup for qualifying is negative 0.5 turns of wedge and 15 psi, just because this needs to be a short run car. I need to keep on reminding myself that it's NASCAR Thunder 2004 and that I don't use the analog sticks to steer. I use the directional pad because it's more precision. Well, whenever I steer with that, at least it is for me. So with this really low PSI to make this car much easier to turn, entering the corners, coming off the corners and everything, it's arcing back down much easier than it is once I put on 20 PSI, which it's going to be during the race. Tires will probably wear down too quickly with that in mind, but you never know. I guess that was just a warm-up lap because that's 43rd, and I can't take that. Got to at least start in the top 20. I remember I started 20th here whenever I did the rookie season. I think that was like the 2nd race here, though. It's getting loose off the corners because the car is steering so easily. We got that wedge so easily. That's what it is. I can't even say English correctly, but yeah, it steers easily with the wedge, and with the tire pressure, it's not helping that much. But the car can be much faster. I'm just not used to what we have right here. 28.06. Where's that going to be? 29. How is this car just flat out worse whenever it says statistically that it's better? What? Dale Earnhardt Jr. starting on the front row next to Jimmy Johnson. 7 time. This is 0 time whenever we play this game, but yeah, green flag is out. We're underway for our long 36 lap race here at Darlington. We're actually starting right in front of Sterling Marlin, so that's taken care of. Don't know how fast he's going to be in this race, but my car did not turn at all going to turn 1. I really hope this is not going to be a race where I have to just constantly put up with myself not being that good at this track anymore. I don't know what the cause would be, but everybody's checking up down the back stretch. That's something that happens a lot at this track in the first few laps. There's always some situation where people start slowing down and cars are spiking. That's actually what caused me to get into like 9th place at the very beginning of the race here last time, because they all started hitting the brakes and I flew past Robbie Gordon, almost crashed into him. After the first lap, made up 5 positions. Okay, well, let's just drive the car. Got the PSI back on 20 like it needs to be. At least I think I put it back on. Maybe I forgot. I don't even know. Okay, come on, try to get past Ricky Craven. Just not be impatient, run people over. Same time, I am very impatient right now because I don't understand why we're qualifying so badly compared to what we used to be here, and hopefully the race can at least be good. Oh, they're all slowing down. Almost ran over Bobby Labonte, and that gets me into 14th place. That's great and all. This is where I would like to have started, but now I've got a big gap between me and whoever else is up there. Someone's also overheating, so this is going to be for 13th place. Some red cars. Is that Dale Earnhardt Jr. or Jeff Gordon or somebody that did not deserve to start up here? I have no freaking clue. Okay, don't crash into the... Okay, I crashed into the outside wall because I'm not paying attention to where I'm going. What the hell is he doing? He just drove back on the track. And to the inside wall he goes. Bill Elliott. He's on a fucking rampage. I mean, I thought I was stupid going to turn 3, not paying attention, trying to look at the guy who's overheating. Next thing you know, the driver who's overheating just throws into the wall, crashes into Matt Kenseth and Ricky Rudd. What is this race? We haven't even completed the 4th lap and got shit like this going on. I was at the end of the 3rd lap, wasn't it? Okay, hit the brakes as the car's overdriving these corners. I swear we're on the same setup that I ran qualifying with, and I forgot to put it back on 20 PSI. If that's the case, I'm going to regret it, but let's go try catching Ricky Rudd then. This is not one of those tracks where I can race people hard and talk at the same time, so try to keep it on the download as I finally get around Ricky Rudd. Golly, this car is like sliding up the corners. It's starting to get to that point where it wants to do more sliding than actual turning, which is really frustrating. Like, it'll get tight, but like it'll get so freaking loose off the corners. Ugh. Kenny Wallace started like freaking 3rd place, so I'm in the top 10. This race is kind of turning out like it did last time we came here, but at the same time it's very different because it's even more of a shit show. Okay, now we've got Kevin Harvick and is that Ryan Newman or Jerry Nadeau? It's not just racing Jerry Nadeau a while ago. I don't remember. No, that's Ryan Newman. He's not having the best of races. I can't tell. Is it Ryan Newman or Jerry Nadeau? I have no idea. It's a black car with either white or gold or both, or I have no fucking clue. Low resolution video game, 2003. Yeah, it's Jerry Nadeau. I see it on the leaderboard now. I just can't freaking tell. Oh, for a second I thought it'd be Ryan Newman, but I think he's a little better than that. So, kind of helping Kevin Harvick pass Jerry Nadeau, but Jerry Nadeau's slow. So I probably shouldn't be doing that. I should be using this as my advantage. Yet again, I'm trying to pass people. Instead, I just throw it off the freaking track. Like, why do I just do that by instinct whenever it comes to this freaking game? Like, at this freaking track, whenever I want to pass somebody, I tell it to turn a little bit, just all the way down to the apron. Fast enough to pass both of these guys. Kevin Harvick spun me with the back of his car. Same damn thing happened at Dover in 2016 to me. I'm trying to pass. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to do it. And I can't do it because physics is stupid. And they're so slow and fast at the same time. Well, only lost like 3 positions because of that, and pit stops were about to begin anyways. I wasn't liking how this car was handling at the same time. I don't know if I left it on the wrong setup after qualifying. I've said this like twice already, or what, but it's so freaking loose off the corners. It's better loose than really tight, because then I get people passing me on my inside as I slide into the wall almost. I hate this shit. You drive in the back of somebody's car, and they don't wreck. It's not that I want to wreck them. It's just, whenever I drive in the back of somebody, they should get, they should slide out of the way and move because I made them lose control of their car instead of I'm losing it. And it's so stupid. It's what I get for not being perfect, but still, fuck you, game. You're not designed perfectly. You might be my favorite game ever, but still, you're not perfect. So, let's take it down pit road, banging this car up, just avoiding wrecks and crap, and this car is loose, bump into the wall. I just kept on tailing it here and there. Okay. Nope, it's on 20 PSI, so I guess this car is just too loose for me. Put on 25 PSI, but that's just to make the car harder to grip into the corners. So let me do this. Turn the wedge up to 0.0. We're going to turn the tire pressure down to like 17. So these tires are going to wear faster, but it's probably still going to be much more comfortable for me. And I just really hope that this is a fast enough pit stop for my pit crew. No mistakes like last time or whatever. Just a good pit stop. You can pass some cars at this restart because they can be bunched together again. I don't think there'll be any mistakes like that at the start of the race just because we're not side by side, or else they're all just single file back in 2003. Okay, well, they're on the other side. 14, 15, 16, 17.7. This is supposed to be a big group that can get it like 16 seconds and under, but nope. Out 18th? So, I mean, we're out better than we were last time whenever we came here. I think it was like 25th whenever we came off pit road. Wow, we gotta come to this restart right next to the wall. Just try to keep it off there. Please tell me that this car is gonna handle better. And of course, I've got a little damage, so that's gonna kill me at the start. I didn't fix it, but even if I did fix it, it probably still would slow me down mentally. They just pulled a whole second on me because of that restart. But we'll get back to them. We'll be passing cars. Oh gosh. They're going side by side, and I'm trying to crash into people, and at the same time, I'm not making the most perfect corner entries. They're just getting into each other because they're side by side. They started single file, and then they wind up like this. Yeah, I can pass Kurt Busch, but I'm not going to rush into things. We're going to wait until it's just one car I'm passing, not two at the same time. Whenever the track can barely fit one in a freaking corner. Okay, up in front of Ashton Lewis, and there's still got some more passes I can make. It's one of those situations where I'm not entirely screwing everybody in the entire field because I don't know who had started pitting and who hadn't, but I actually lost position because of that. I have to redeem myself. I don't know if I ruined anybody else's races. Just please tell me the whole field ain't going to check up again. If it does, I'm ready to just dodge the whole thing. Kurt Busch is... not Kurt Busch. That's Kurt Busch in front of me. Dale Jarrett has just been all over my back bumper ever since that restart. He's been trying to make passes and crap, and I don't even know what's going on. But yeah, this setup is causing, I guess, Dale Jarrett to be able to be fast with me, but I just have to get comfortable with this and take advantage of it. Dale Jarrett keeps on hitting me. Kurt Busch is hitting me. You know, all the drivers are just hitting me because they're taking up like side-by-side space, and I'm trying to make passes. And I guess with the setup, I'm just tighter in, and I'm not knowing what I can do with my car. I mean, it's just easier to not lose control of this car. That's what the case is. But the thing is, it's going to get really freaking tight once we get to like the last, I don't know, 6, 7 laps of the race. It's not kicking out so much off the corners. There's Stanton Barrett, 57 car. For once, I'm not forgetting that it's Kevin LePage has retired. Okay, up to 14th place. Big old gaggle of cars. That's a phrase I haven't used on my channel. Oh, they're bumping into each other. Got a run on Jimmy Johnson. That's what they get whenever they go side by side like this. Just surprised it took this long after the restart. And once we're under Jimmy Johnson, got the inside lane advantage. All these drivers up here like Ward Burton, David Green, whoever else. I mean, Ward Burton, I mean, it's not that surprising. Okay, aggressive into 3. Don't get too tight. Trying to complete this pass on Jimmy Johnson. Whenever they got slow cars up front like that, you know this pass is going to get completed just like that. And these guys are actually for position. The Chase Montgomery, David Green. This is what I did to the race, so I probably did screw some drivers. We got probably some of our championship contenders all the way at the back of the field, while we got black markers like these guys just up here. Lap markers, back markers, lap down cars. I just combined words again. Lap markers. I don't think they mark the laps because they mark them a lap behind if that's the case. Okay, I know we can pass Ward Burton, and tires aren't wearing down too quickly, but they're about to get there. Jimmy Johnson's probably able to get around me now that he doesn't have anybody holding him back anymore. And we also have to worry about Johnny Benson if I want to pass him. What is Johnny Benson driving? Black car. Like a Max Life thing or something. I don't know. I know he has like a black paint scheme, but I don't know what that is. Okay, we're gonna pass Ward Burton in a bit. Just gonna catch him, and we actually have people pitting right now. I don't know why they're pitting. They could have pitted a while ago, but now they're pitting. That is their position. I'm getting a top 10 here. 9th, 8th. Got a bunch of people pitting. Well, can I win the race? That'd be nice. I don't think I deserve it if I won the race. Like, I think I deserve a top 10 because I'm working so hard to get through the field, and it's all bunched together. Like, I can say I earned that much, but I don't know about a win. This should have happened at Bristol. Oh, my goodness. Well, this sponsor is certainly not leaving after this race, considering what the situation's been, where, like, I just finished okay, and they stay with me every single freaking race. They have Richmond after this, so I think after that race, they're probably going to leave us because of what it is. In the 7th place, Jeff Gordon got around Jimmy Johnson. So, I mean, he's passing Jimmy Johnson, but I don't know if Jeff Gordon can pass me now. I want to pass Johnny Benson because I'm faster than him, but if I even try, he's going to kill me. I don't like being killed, okay? I think we can all relate to that. Hey, look, I said something that Reddit won't hate me for. I said I don't like being killed. Maybe they won't hate me because they're like, oh, I know how you feel, man. Please, Reddit, please. We find a neutral zone, please. Like, Kamikaze Games, just make a video saying, I don't like being killed, okay? And maybe they'll say, okay, we can relate to that. Or maybe they'll say, like, well, actually, you deserve to be killed. So, I'm just, you know, trying to take my mind off things so I don't try passing Johnny Benson. You know, if I try passing Johnny Benson, we're going to die. So, let's just try to focus on the fact that I don't like dying, and we won't do it. Is Johnny Benson for position? Should be. No, he's not. Rusty Wallace, I see him up there. But Oh man. Oh man. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Hit me. Hit me now. Ugh. Okay, we got it. We got it good. And he's not more pissed off just because he forced the contact on me. Okay, I've got 2 laps to catch Rusty Wallace. I don't know if I can do this. That's a big gap, and our tires are really worn at this point. I could take a 6th place, but I'd like to see if I get a top 5. It's really far ways away, and I'm not getting held up by Johnny Benson anymore, but I'm pretty darn fast right now. I just don't know. Okay, well, one more cuts from here. Let's just see if I can catch him. We are catching him. I just don't know if we can close the entire gap and make the pass. Sounds almost impossible, just considering how long it took me to pass everybody else at the start. And we got somebody that's next to him getting passed. I don't know if that's for position. If it is, then we're good. It might be Terry Labonte or Kyle Petty. That's a lap down car. That's Terry Labonte, lap down. I have to get a good glance at it, but yeah, that guy's in the way, and we're not closing the gap enough. Yeah, if I didn't stay behind Johnny Benson for so long, then we could have done it, but I wanted to decrease the freaking rivalry so he wouldn't hit me so hard. If I waited longer, then he wouldn't hit me at all, but in the end, I should have just dove underneath him and did what I did right there just a lot earlier. It would have been fine. But we're going to finish in 6th place here at Darlington Raceway. Just couldn't close the gap, and those tires were wearing down. You saw right front was in the red. Okay, who took the win? Mark Martin. Oh, he hasn't won since like very first races of the season. I went from thinking that race was going to turn out absolutely awful to thinking to be pretty good, and then it went just absolutely perfect. Like, I finished 6th place, way better than I expected to. We just had people checking up like within the first couple of laps, and then Bill Elliott just went all-out terrorist off of turn 4, crashing into everybody. And I'm glad I wasn't there. I mean, I guess I could have been there, but I don't know. It took me forever to catch Ricky Rudd because of how loose the car was, and I guess I preferred the stuff that I threw in there much more because the tires weren't wearing down too much for me to handle. But we're going to be using Legend Racer 88's paint scheme whenever we go to Richmond tomorrow for the Chevy Rock and Roll 400 because one of Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s best tracks was Richmond. And I actually remember in 2002 there was a Busch Series race at Richmond that Dale Earnhardt Jr. won in literally my favorite paint scheme of all time. It was a orange and white Looney Tunes paint scheme. You guys probably know what I'm talking about, but let's go into stats and info and take a look at everything. So, yeah, where was Mark Martin's first win? North Carolina, 2nd race of the season. I swear he hasn't won a race since. I know we got a bunch of first-time winners whenever got the first 9 races of the season. Yeah, that was the 2nd win of the season. For a second, I thought I was seeing like a 2nd win somewhere else, but no, that's not the case. Tony Stewart lost some points on Dale Earnhardt Jr. in that race, though he did finish in front of him. Dale Earnhardt Jr. led 18 laps, the entire first half of the race, I guess. And we got Kevin Harvick behind him, Jeff Gordon, Ryan Newman. Nothing much really changing. Did we gain some points in the point standings? Because I was 14th. Yeah, we're still in 14th place. We got a ways to go on Rusty Wallace, but Matt Kenseth actually fell behind him in that race. I remember passing Matt Kenseth, I think shortly after the start, whenever they had that big old wreck, I passed him. I guess that's what it was. And then we've got that driver spec levels. All we have left is Johnny Benson because, you know, kind of shared draft with him and it decreases over time. Lucky he didn't wreck me whenever I tried to pass him, but it's what we had. Okay, so let's go into team management. We've got some work to do on the stuff that just came out the shop, and, well, obviously the cars that we just used is what I'm trying to say. Shock dyno just arrived, and let's see how much the bodies cost, because that's what the next upgrade I want to put in there is. Templates, body downforce. I could actually use some downforce, like much better corner entry if I do that. For 6 races, actually just $900,000. I mean, maybe, like, that's an understatement. Like, maybe it's just as much as it was for, like, the chassis whenever I got that one. But, I mean, I think I'll have enough left to buy this after doing all the overhauls and everything on the other equipment. I think we just had some stuff finished being built as well. So, we're going to start building our new chassis finally. See what the improvement is now that I've gotten the shock dyno. Yeah, we're up to 72 on tire grip, so that's 5% increase right there. That is fantastic. $266,000. I don't know if we're going to have enough money. We might be just a little bit short for the body shop edition. And now we also have to overhaul this right here. Okay, it's going to go from 66 on tire grip to 70, and the tire is going to increase by 1%. I say that it's worth it. Just, you know, little upgrades, little by little. That's more than it takes to build the freaking new chassis. Let's just spend all the money that we got to spend, and we'll keep on saving up until we can afford the bodies, because, to be honest, like right now we just need to focus on what we have, but we'll get to the templates whenever we can. Okay, so we'll go to engines. We have 1 race left, so yeah, this right here was a waste to go ahead and repair. I was thinking about, you know, just repairing it and see which one's better after this one's been used for 2 races, but we're going to use this one for a 3rd race. This is going to come in after that race, and we're just going to go ahead and sell this. So we're going to get some of our money back for this. Only $109,000, but still, money's money. We're still not going to have enough for the to buy the templates, so I can guarantee you that. 7 races left on this thing that we just started building. I'm going to go ahead and overhaul this, I guess. That's actually only going to increase durability, so never mind. I'm going to repair that. Are we going to have enough? 121,000. I think we're going to have enough. I think, yeah, we're going to have enough to go ahead and go shop editions and buy the templates. Wow. But just by a little bit, so I'm trying to drive myself bankrupt, okay? It's okay. Everybody goes bankrupt once in a while. I've had much less money than this. It's just not safe to spend the next few races trying to build up all this freaking money that I'm about to spend right here. But yeah, let's just keep on growing everything as fast as possible. I'm sorry that the outro's taking too long, but it's either you watch it or you don't. You know, you don't have to. You can just watch the races if you want to. 38 happiness with UAW. They have still not left. But don't worry, Richmond is going to go awful like always. I mean, last time we went there, I finished in 12th, but that was because I messed up pit road entry. I'm not going to do that. We're going to make it a legitimate race where I finished awfully. They're going to leave us. We're going to move on to a package sponsor or something else. I'll see you guys tomorrow at Richmond. That's that, and episode over.